What about creating scarcity? It seems like there's so much
Oh yeah, I wrote that.
stock
Hold on.
left
So yeah,
available
so
there. How do you put the scarcity angle on this thing?
scarcity angle comes in many different ways. I think the scarcity number one is that there's three different types of scarcity, right? So there's supply related scarcity. If you were to go in and try to invest in SpaceX today, you would not be able to get into it because it's very supply constricted. Elon knows exactly who owns those shares, and he wants to give you a financial ectomy for any buyer going into it. Don't ask me how I know this, but just take my word for it. Okay. So that's supply. There's only so much supply. Then there's the time-related scarcity. The time-related scarcity is what we talked about that people never use, and that's deadlines, right? If you're not using deadlines, then you're dead in the water because nobody's going to have any incentive to take action whatsoever when anything happens. So you have to use the deadline, but you can also use two deadlines. So now we're stacking the activities together, the strategy. So you have a deadline, now you have two deadlines, deadline for tranche one, deadline for tranche two, whatever that is. And then the other thing too is demand-related scarcity. And demand-related scarcity is when you continue to tell your investors, look, we only have 1 million. We're just going to talk in whole numbers here. For AI Scout, we had a $1 million allocation that we were able to invest into. After 5 days, I sent an email out saying, look, we have 800 of the 200, we have 800 of the million out. We need only one investor for $200,000. We got 4 more investors for $200,000 because we were able to show them legally and credibly that we were oversubscribed, and we were. But that's what it is. When people start seeing that other people are jumping in, there's a dogpiling effect that happens, and that has much more power to anything that you can talk about. The other thing too is that when I would also mention in like name brand investors. If you have name brand investors who are leading these rounds or something, you want to mention that. You want to drop it. And again, I wrote this in this 24-page guide called callingthecapital.com. You can go to callingthecapital.com and just stack either one of the 20. They all help, but there's a lot of ideas that we've used to do this. But you really need to make sure that you communicate to your investors consistently. Hence, I said, interactivity is the new currency, where this is what's going on today. Here's what's happening. We have, since we sent this second email out, we have, 2 people who actually got back to us and said they want in, and the documents are sitting right there. The moment they sign the LPA, the limited partnership agreement, it's legal binding. So these people understand it, but they also see other people following in, and to them, that demand is really what they really want to get into. It's the fear of missing out. But the proper way people say it on Wall Street is oversubscribed.
Great.